We just gonna go on here and start it.
Baseline.
Hey, yeah, 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 Would you, what, It's the Porch Podcast, come on. Porch Podcast, come on. Episode 83, yes, man, come on, The Porch Podcast. I ain't doing too much, I'm just letting y'all know we here. Back to the flow when we back to the clear. Yeah, it's your boy Final Frontier. That don't even make sense, said we over there. Now we gotta get the beer. Nah, we back to the front. Sitting on the porch, giving what they want. I'ma just mumble rap it. Right, what's going on 83? It's your boy Mr. Influential E. Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast, come on, It is the Porch Podcast, it is the Porch Podcast, come on, It is the Porch Podcast, let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
The original, baby.
That's it. AP.
What's going on?
I had to hit what's going on. Say something again. What's going on?
What's going on?
All right, there we go. Just make sure you're speaking clear and right into the camera, because you got it on a side angle. You don't never like anything right in your face, and I always admired that about you. Always admired that. Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. You know what I mean? We all got our little pet peeves, and mine is
Right.
I don't like nothing directly pointing in my face.
But move it over a little bit so you're talking into the sweet spot.
I'm always talking into the sweet spot.
Yeah, just want to make sure we get you clear. So like as he's doing that, as P's doing that, we're going to let you know this is episode 83, and it's called What's Going On?
So
what's going on is this, brother. Usually we let you go on and start off everything, but I'm going to let the people know. It's a general statement, general question. Just what's going on? Things ain't the same. We understand that life changes and evolution happens, and, because it's inevitable. But everything don't necessarily get better. Some things do, some things don't. What's going on? What's the cause of it? And the answer can't always be evolution. But what's the cause of things? Like I said, listen, I have a cup right here with water in it, right?
Right.
It's only so many ways that you can make a cup better. You understand what I'm saying? You got some that stay cold, you got some that stay hot. That's a good thing. But certain things that they change in life just don't need to be changed, And I'm going to just go right ahead and say it. Like gas prices, man.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever see the day, P? We talked about this off air because we never off lines because we don't know them. But
right.
Did you ever think you would see the day, right, that Ford 437 was cheap?
Nah. No, I did not.
Right.
No, I did not, man. I didn't think that it would come a time where, I think everybody kind of played the same game with gas, the same way they play when they go in a grocery shop for like different meats.
Right.
I ain't gonna get that one.
No. I ain't. No.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get that one. I'll get one that's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. So you like cheap meat?
Nah. It's one of those things where you want a good quality. You get better with that in time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You realize that you're going to get what you pay for. So, you wonder why you ain't happy with it. It's because you was looking for the cheapest one that you could buy.
And and like, not to cut your wisdom, but exactly what you mean by that. It's like, that's when evolution and things come to a certain things as things grow. Like, you graduate to certain things, what's your, because to make sure I say this in most wholesome way, but what's your favorite cut of steak when you eat steak?
Like T-bone or something.
Yeah, okay. It's not a bad cut. It's not a bad cut. Me personally, I like a ribeye, bone in ribeye, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I've had, the sirloins. I love New York strip, T-bones, porterhouse. You know what I mean? But you can get me good and bone in ribeye, medium well, and I'm good with it. But back in the day, a lot of us was all eating that chuck steak, man. That we was sitting there eating that chuck, and eating that chuck. We didn't know what anything was better until we were introduced to it. But my problem is what's going on. That when we started driving, when I started driving, regular gas was 83 cents. I just want to know what's going on where that shit got to be 4.39, man. And yeah, I know I said 4.37 a few minutes ago, but that shit gonna go up as the show go on
Nah,
because
it's already 4.39 somewhere.
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is I've said 4.37, and as I continue to speak on the show and I'll refer back to gas, it'll be higher every time because it's changing as we speak.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Nah, exactly. Nah, I mean, I agree. I mean, we understand that it's a whole lot of politics and other stuff that come into play with these prices being outrageous.
Right,
But nah, you're right. I ain't foresee a time where 4.39 would be looking at it. We'd be looking at it as a win.
right.
I don't. Nah,
I
I just
still don't
can't
think
put
it's a
back my mind
win.
around it. Yeah, I mean, my thing is everybody already knows. I guess from the political part of it, or how they deal with the economy and stuff. I think they always know when they messing with these numbers what the fold number going to be.
Right,
Like I think that they know what the threshold is. Where they can push the situation at before it start to have a backlash or an impact. Against the people that have a hand in it being that expensive in the first place.
right,
So you know what I mean? Whatever that bottom line is, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, we can do this until they get to about $6.50, and I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna stop buying gas then. But there's a I don't know what's going on. There's a great question about it because
right,
honestly, I can't see where it is. I can't see who it benefits.
right. That's the question, and that's the question that it comes in hand. It's like, who does it honestly benefit? I know we get oil from other countries and all that, and it benefits over there, but what does it really do for us? If we supposed to be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful country in the world, what's going on with getting that shit right? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And that's all I'm saying. I'm happy to see gas prices are going down. You know what I
right.
mean? I mean, not gas
Right.
prices. I'm sorry. Airline tickets are going down. They're getting cheaper.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I found round trip tickets to New Orleans for me and my wife for less than $300 straight flights.
Nice,
You know what I mean?
nice,
So,
nice.
mhm,
So you got little plans. You got little plans to roll out, huh?
mhm. Yeah, it's not till later, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Eventually, like I said, I think that all these businesses and all this stuff was eventually going to push back because the difference between the person who's setting the numbers versus the person who's out there actually with the gas stations and with the convenience stores and with the grocery stores. Eventually, the farmers was going to get to a point like even with them with all the vegetables and all that kind of stuff, they was like, yo, if you keep making it so expensive, people are going to stop buying it because it's going to be too expensive.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Which means that manufacturers ain't going, they ain't going to be out of a job making a lot of it. The people who mass producing it and those who selling it because the demand for it is so high and it's so expensive, they're going to lose their consumers. So it don't
right,
benefit nobody.
right,
But there's a difference between the situation being, how can I say, they say being expensive now because it's a shortage.
right.
And then jokers just doing stuff on the strength of, I know that they'll pay for it.
Right, and that's what I feel like because they want to move, they want to be able to be. It's summertime. They want to be able to
Yeah,
travel. They want to be. They don't want to be still. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So we know they're gonna pay this much for gas, or they don't just want to sit down. But what the world's not understanding, because another, my shout out to William H. Me and him was talking the other day. He was like, even though everything's going up, business is still good. Where do you think all this extra money coming up? Because wages is not really necessarily going up for people. I said they cutting back in other places. If you look at it, bro, like people throwing events at their cribs or more intimate events, So they're not too worried about the outfit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Because they home. Man, let's come
They
on
be-
to the
yeah.
crib. So you might see them with an old Navy tank top on and some flops and that grill going and holding the beer like, man, you understand what I'm saying? Because they ain't got to get all in they, you ain't got to get all into they Sunday's best, you know?
You're right. Absolutely. Nah, and like you said, I think with people, well, I now don't think I know. We adapt anyway.
Right,
It's only so long that it's going to be inconvenient.
right.
It's only so long. Like really, all of us set hard lines on what we're going to deal with. I notice I said set hard lines and not
Yeah,
anything else with hard lines.
not run them.
And yeah,
And the
yeah,
fact that they hard,
yeah, yeah,
damn.
right.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Rio snappers.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some of them joints. But nah, but a lot of it is connected, but it also sheds a light on like how many games can be played, bruh.
Right,
You know what I mean? You tell a
right,
person like it was bugging me out, right? They said it was a straw shortage at like fast food places.
right.
You know, if you ask for a straw, we'll give you one. And it's like, well, is it a shortage or is it a shortage on the plastic or is it a shortage on manners? What you want me to ask you?
It wasn't a shortage. They lied. See that whoever told you that at that store, they lied. It wasn't a shortage. Here in New Jersey, it was part of them with trying to get away from plastic with certain things. So that's why you seen paper straws because a lot of people they think them paper straws ain't it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
popped
got one right here, man.
I pop the cup open sometime and just sip. Like it don't taste the same. It don't. But the plastic ones was upon request. Now I think what happened with that is the fast food places said, listen, I still got all these plastic straws left. I can't just throw away these inventory. So yeah, if the people wanted upon because it was something with pollution. Now, as you can see, I think it was what was it? Was it July 1st? No, not July 1st, June 1st. When the stores wasn't giving out over here, in Jersey, no more paper, no more plastic bags. Remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So everybody now they charge you for the bag, but plastic bag, plastic straw, all that ties into something. It's some type of act. So when a person told you it was a shortage, that was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
straws is just one thing, but man, like Cat Williams, man, on when the last Netflix
It's a
special
shortage
he did,
of chicken wings.
shortage of chicken wings, but it ain't wasn't no shortage of chickens.
Yeah, yeah. Or chicken
last-
thighs. Yeah,
Or chickens, period.
Yeah,
There was no shortage of chickens. So
Yeah.
how was it a shortage of just wings? And they come attached to the very chickens that there's no shortage of. And he
because
was
they
absolutely right.
ain't making real wings.
No, not even that, bruh. Because they're flat out lying. Like,
What's going on? That's the problem.
what's going on? Yeah, if you don't have a chicken shortage, how can you have a chicken wing shortage?
Right.
So, what I mean? Like, that's why I say a lot of that stuff is propaganda. A lot of that stuff is, to get you to look one way so they can, create other things. But without making it, too long or drawn out, the question what's going on applies to a lot of different things, man. Like me and you was talking about before. Some old music and stuff we was listening to, and it made me think about some of the times, man, where I miss a good mixtape, man. I miss a good mixtape. You a DJ, man? Damn, what's going on?
Listen,
What's going on with the mixtapes, bro?
what type of mixtape you talking about? You talking about Joker spitting or a blend tape mixtape?
Okay, and I'm glad you said that
Right,
because I had my moments where I wanted to hear them real dope blends.
right.
To me, that really, show.
They
the
still
person's-
around. Blends are still around. You can always still find blends around.
You hear a little bit of that. You hear a little
Right.
bit, but I mean, it was a whole era.
Oh yeah,
A time where it was just like, I don't expect that to come back. I'm realistic.
right.
You know what I mean? I know times have changed. Things have, people have evolved. The mixtape game ain't the same. I can
Right.
appreciate a good mixtape.
Right. Well,
Shout out all the DJs that's out there that still make mixtapes, man.
right. Let me
Your
tell you
boy
what
need
happened.
one, man.
Tell you what happened though. Evolution. And everything in evolution is not necessarily here's the thing. Here's the thing though. I'm gonna say the streaming of music, right?
Right.
is what made things big. But before it was streamed, it had to become digital. And
Right.
as you know, back in like 2000, 2001, when Napster came in, boom,
Mm-hmm.
changed the game. Everybody file sharing, downloading music, finding whole albums and doing all that. It hurt the industry, and then we all remember what happened with that, with Sean Parker and all that. But at the same time, he changed the game of music into now we had to get ready to start lead to streaming. We didn't get right to it, but think about it. We had websites like That Piff, who
Mm-hmm.
had the
Yeah, I remember that
mixtapes.
piff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
remember
mean?
that. Yeah.
Who had the mixtapes and stuff. Now, here's the funny thing about it. If that Piff would have mastered streaming of the mixtapes, like if they would have had a better stream player, they originally would have been the ones that we would, because we would go to that Piff and if we were able to download it, we would download it, burn it to a CD, boom, we good.
Mm-hmm.
But if they would have been able, so basically what happened is, I think it was Spotify first. I could be wrong for all the techies out there. You know what I mean? What's going on? Shout out to y'all. Um, I could
Shout
be,
out to y'all.
I could be wrong, but once people like Spotify, Apple Music, and all that came in, now because mixtapes were done over like instrumentals and people rhyming over this and doing that, and it was just to create a buzz. They can't necessarily. It's a lot for them to put it on the Apple Music as a project for them to get their attention. See, to get people's attention. See, because nowadays, bruh, if I can't play it on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the places where the podcast, shameless plug, where the podcast plays at, you know what I mean?
My man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah,
You
no
know,
doubt. Yeah.
then the way the industry has changed, then I'm not listening to it.
Right.
I'm really not listening to it. So, shout out to Tory Lanez. I remember a few years ago he made it was called the Chicks Tape or some shit like that, Part 5 or something like that. But when he made that, he sampled a lot of like classic R&B songs, but majority of the ones he sampled, like he sampled "I'm Sprung" by T-Pain, he sampled "Take You Down," I think, with Chris Brown and all that, and he had them featured on the song. So they turned it into a new song, but it was his project, and it really everybody when they was listening to it was like, "Yo, this shit raw as hell," because it kind of what he did, even though he's talented and the artist he had on there was talented. He took you to the essence of a mixtape.
That's true. Words.
So those things are still wanted, but it's just not as beneficial as it used to be because you're gonna buy a CD out of anybody's trunk nowadays, or you're gonna go to Columbus and get the 3 for $10, or you're gonna run around. You can may rest in peace, but we can't go see Scoop no more. So you got that new, Ron G blend tape. None of that. It just no longer became beneficial. You know what I mean? So that's why the mixtapes went out. Now you can do it. You can still do it and put it out there because I think things like that Piff still exist and other, but it's just so much easy with technology that a person can go to Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, Porch Podcast is featured on all those.
No doubt. Talk
You
about
know, yeah, then, for them to listen to what they want to listen to.
Yeah.
But I think if somebody dropped the mixtape right now and they was rhyming over it and they just like, damn, I just want to tear this beat up. I'ma love it.
Yeah, I think to add to that though, the all right, so we talk about changes and how they happen, and like you said, evolution can't be the only reason why,
Right.
which hence is, what's going on.
Right.
I think what's going on in it is like you said, I think that people found, I don't know, other avenues. I
Right.
think that other things supported it too. There's a lot more shows that's not there anymore. Your MTV Raps and other video shows that
Actually, that came back. How come? Tell you, we get to that in a minute. Though, but go ahead, listen.
yeah, but you know what I mean. When you look at like how those things kind of supported other things, the reason why you listen to a lot of different mixtapes and stuff like that, in my opinion, is because it showed the creativity, right? Because like when you listen to the regular radio, they was playing like I don't care if it's Quiet Storm or if you was listening to any of the regular radio stations when they had the hip hop or R&B time or whatever, it was still the same songs. It didn't matter. Like they maybe just called it one thing on one radio station, something else on another. It was the same songs.
Mm-hmm.
But when you heard a mixtape, like you felt like you could push play on that joint versus
And
somebody's
just
album
yeah,
and just let that thing go. And it was like I like that. I enjoyed that. I understand it's not there no more, but I do miss that.
no
You know
no,
what I
but
mean?
I think off air that's something to talk about of how to bring that back.
Yeah.
Cause here's the thing, it set the tone, bro.
Yeah.
When you had a hot mixtape out in the summer, it set the tone. It
No,
was
you're
less. The motherfuckers ain't want to fight.
Nah.
They got their little drink. Back then,
Exactly.
the ones who was because we was young and the ones who was smoking their tweeds and stuff. They sitting out there and they Ron G, yeah, but hey, because it wasn't just Ron. Listen, you knew when you listened to mixtape DJs were artists.
Of course. Yeah.
Some were simple, some were a little bit more complex, but creative complex. So if you sat back and you listened to a Clue tape, you knew you were going to hear an exclusive songs being leaked.
No doubt.
If you listen right here in our hometown, if you listen to Juice, Ramsey, or Plex,
Right.
Juice was all blends. You know he was gonna hear all blends with Juice.
No doubt. No doubt.
Ramsey actually may start his album and start his mixtape off with him freestyling first.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
would go in and show you his turntablism and then do some blends.
Yeah. No doubt.
Plex, he gonna do exclusives, he gonna do blends, but then he came through, I'm gonna get the 50 MCs, because I know over 50 MCs that's gonna spit. It was the
Yeah.
creativity that they all brought.
Bro, that's what I'm talking
That
about.
we
Like,
all
I missed
sat.
that.
Yeah, right. And we all sat listen to. Then when you leave the city and you think of people like Dirty Harry, who was just a blend like magician.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you had to know what you was getting into. When you wanted to hear exclusive songs, you wanted to hear that new Nas, that new Jay-Z, that new Mobb Deep. You knew Clue was gonna do that.
Right.
But see, what I think about with Clue, and I'm just going to use this. He's seen evolution coming. He just couldn't keep it going, but he's seen it coming to the point. He got to remember, he didn't want to really introduce Fabulous to us because he was on Desert Storm first.
Yeah, bro, that was a gateway for a lot of people
Right.
that probably couldn't have jumped in the mainstream the way that they, that they would have needed to keep careers going. Yeah, nah. What about my man Waldo? Waldo used to make your head go like this.
Oh,
Try to
shit.
catch it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He was
'cause
nice.
He was.
He was
wasn't.
nice.
He wasn't.
Whoa.
Nah. What Waldo did was show you that, because that's the one thing I still get as a DJ. People come to me, bro, like, as you know, I do several events in a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at least two, I say between 2 to 4 events, somebody come up like, either, man, I used to do this, man, or you got some said, man, I bought all the equipment and I got into it, but I just didn't stick with it, and then I realized I ain't really wanted it, and I sold it, and they'd be like, and then they'll start talking about equipment. It looked like this one, but it's the such and such model. And you like, okay, he not lying because he knows too much. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he
he
knows
keep it
too
real.
much.
He
Yeah,
keep
he
it
keeping
real.
it. You like, so I said, bruh, and then you got females like, yeah, I really want to learn how to DJ. I said, listen, I'd be thinking about making a school sometimes or just showing people. I said, because here's the thing, I can show you the basics, but you have to learn to do the things that you want to do. You know what I mean? It's something in it
Right.
that's going to pull you in. Like, for example, bruh, you're an artist. You're a person who draws. You know what I mean? But you draw when you're motivated.
And I wear them too. I wear them too.
Right, yeah. Right? So a lot of your artwork is motivated by how you feel at the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Yep.
So then when you go back and look at certain things, you'll be like, I favor this a lot. So my passion is driven a lot of times by this type of situation. So like
Exactly.
in DJing, you got people that their passion is to deal with blends, right? You got some turntablism. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the second time I heard you say that, bro. I mean, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And turntablism is, that's people that's bringing it back. You know what I mean? Cutting and scratching, and you see them. They have full blown routines. A lot of them are known to be kind of like battle DJs and stuff like that. Blend. A lot of blend DJs in the long run become producers or remixers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to take this song, and then But that's a whole different episode. But however, my point is, what I explain to these people is, everybody, if you love music, everybody's a DJ at heart. So they be standing there. I be like, go ahead, man. I know what you want to do. What? Just go ahead. Go ahead, man. Word? Go ahead. Just go ahead, man. Jiggy. Oh, man. Good looking, man. Yeah, you just want to scratch real quick. That's all you want to do. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I know what you want to do.
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. If it's
Yeah,
going to make your day, go ahead.
And that's the thing, like, the topic tonight being what's going on. It does make you think about those things that you enjoyed, and you say to yourself, you never stop enjoying them. So
Right.
what's really going on? So like, what made me, not continue to do that? You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? Some people used to go to the movies a lot before the whole pandemic thing took place. Pandemic took place. It was over now. You can go back to the movie theaters if you want to. And guess what? You got people that's just not returning. Not because they like movies any less.
Right.
It's just they don't know what's really going on. They can't really put it together. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that's a little bit different.
You got people like that, and you also got people that feel like a lot of the quality of the films that come to the movies are no longer. Because if you pay attention, it's a lot of films that people come out now that go straight to Peacock, Netflix, Amazon, because the way that the world changed to the point like it's no reason for us to waste money to put it in the theaters because they're not going.
Right.
They're just not going to the theaters. You know what I mean? I went to the movies a few months back. I went to go see Top Gun Maverick in May. First day it came out. And it was a cool experience because, like, damn, bitch ain't came to the movies in a long time. And I had told myself, because the movies now got different memberships, you know what I mean? Where you pay monthly and you can go see a movie every week if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's cool, But what more matters to me? What matters to me more? I said that wrong. What matters to me more is just trying to that thing you said, that like passion for it, that enjoyment that comes out of it,
Right.
all those different things. Like, let that continue. How do I hold on to that? So even though things are changing around it, evolution, whatever, things are no longer, they becoming obsolete or whatever the case may be like that. How do I get to the point where no matter what happens, like, I don't have to ask myself, why did I stop doing certain things?
Well,
Why did, you know what I mean? Like, it was a difference. Like, you know how you felt about traveling?
right.
You still feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Even while situations was going on, you was like, yo, man, I'm used to being on the road, man.
Yeah.
Ain't about I'm tired of you getting on my nerves and nothing like that. Y'all cool. I'm used to being on the road.
Yeah, it was something you enjoyed.
Something that you enjoyed. You know what I mean? So when that situation came about and you originally was like, what's going on? Why I can't move around? You accepted it. You adapted to it. But in your mind, you knew the first chance I can get back to my normal life,
Right.
or my normal way of moving, I'm going to act on that.
I think what it is and how you keep it, it's just you just gotta get back to it.
Yeah.
But you gotta get back to it. We're humans. We got dominion over everything. So if things change, we just gotta learn how to adapt to it. You know what I mean? I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
And a lot during the pandemic, I had to DJ straight from my home. But I was still doing what I was doing, so I adapted. And then when the world opened, man, the week they opened the world back up, I was outside with a mask on DJing. I'm that blessed that it opened up on Friday. That Saturday I was at a gig. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it rocked that, but still sometimes people don't party as much as they should. However, if you want to try to throw an event and you just don't know where to go because of the change of the climate and everything with the pandemic, and you're trying to get back some normalcy, I got a company for you, man, that'll actually help you with that. Let me just show y'all what it is.
Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate. All right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show. Yes, sir.
Front and center events.
Yes, sir. Nah, I mean, I agree with you, bro. It's you got to just get back out there. Ain't no
Right.
pep talks, ain't none of that kind of stuff.
You can
just
take
gotta get
baby
back out
steps. You ain't got to dive in. No, you can take baby steps because I don't think you could dive right back into it because everything's not the same. It's like I said, there's some adaptations that need to be made. Okay, bro, when you a lot of people's first car was either dopey fucking big
there. Yep.
or small as hell. If it's a dopey big joint, that was something that, your people said, they still got the stinking station wagon. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and let them, I'm going to drive it though. I'm going to drive it.
He said, dopey big.
Or a lot of people when they young and they 16, 17, they buying a car. Yeah, I like that big, like they got that Chevy over there. It's too big though, man. I don't want to mess nothing up. I like that truck, but they got a little Honda Civic. Gotta take a little Honda Civic. I know I can. I wheel the hell out of that. You know what I mean? I whipped it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they either dopey big, or the little Matchbox shit. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. I mean, it's one of the 2 It's one of the. I mean, but the thing about it is, in order for us to get back to where we're trying to get to,
Yeah.
the question has to be asked, like the title of this episode, what's going on?
Right.
Right? So is
Right.
it really that things are unavailable, or are they unavailable in our minds? Or have we,
Right.
made ourselves become unavailable? What's really going on?
And
know
that's
what I'm saying?
and that's what I mean about the dopey big and the little car, because it was your starter car. So when you graduated to your next one, whatever it was different and you had to adapt. Like I remember one of my homeboys, man, I ran into him recently, man, my man Dean. I remember when he first started riding motorcycles. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, but bro, you like the bikes and everything. He was like, hey, man, it's good. I'm about to get another one. I said, word? He said, yeah, he said, look, bro, bike like a chain. Every time you get another one, it gotta be bigger. That was back in the day. Cause you started off with the little, remember you had the little rope, right? Most dudes who had the big Jesus piece later in life started off with a herringbone about this thing.
You're right. Yeah.
Word is bond, man.
And we know what happened once they got twisted. Got a little kink in them.
Got a little kink in them. Know what I mean?
It wasn't quite the same anymore.
But most people started with a herringbone or a little French chain. I don't know what's the little French link, whatever. But then I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. But their dream was to get a Cuban link.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't know about the French shit.
Yeah, the girls
French.
wore that shit. Yeah, the little French, French
okay.
braided shit.
All right. French
Oh.
braided chain.
Yeah, I just made that up. I don't think that even existed.
I know. That was commercial or something. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. What I will say is that, you wanted me to come with the French chain? Like,
What was that chain called, man?
I don't know.
It was little
Bones.
herringbones, Cuban links.
Cuban links.
Somebody put it in the comments, man.
Please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Needless to
you had
say,
you had this the 22-inch stainless steel bullshit that wasn't real. Had them, you know what I mean? But a few years ago, everybody's shit was fake because gold got too expensive. You know what I mean? That's just what happened.
they was talking about. I forget his name, man. Something the jeweler. Yeah.
Jacob?
Nah. Matter of fact, Wallow and Gilly talk about him all the time.
Yeah,
Raheem the jeweler.
yeah,
Listen, it don't matter. You can have the best chain. If you ain't real, you can have the realest jewelry in the world. But if you fake, it ain't gonna matter.
yeah. It don't matter. Right,
It ain't gonna matter. But
right.
you know what? E, let me ask you this, right? And it's don't take this wrong. Just a question. You ever look and say, people you can't pick, play matchmaker and stuff like that. But you
Right.
ever look and say, see some odd couples and be like, what's going on?
It's funny.
Not because one is not attractive or nothing like
No.
that. But
You
I
just
mean,
didn't
just
see. You just didn't see that. You
yeah,
just
you
didn't
just
see
like,
that match.
I know him, I know her. Like, what's going on? How is that really working?
I've seen them.
Yeah,
I've seen them. But in my time of growing and understanding, um, it's not for us to know what's going on. I was just explaining this to somebody the other day. It's not for us to know what's going on. It's only for them to know what's going on. That's what's going on. I know it looks weird,
yeah.
but it's working for them. In all actuality, what's more important? What looks right to the world, or hell, even to yourself, what looks right, or what's actually right and working. And
It's
and
actually right and working. Yeah, you're right.
right, and that's what's going on in that. You know what I mean? So, but I will be sitting here lying to you if I say, "Damn, how the fuck that?" I ain't never say how the fuck that happened with them. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You ever do that? See some shit you don't know? Don't even know what the fuck you said.
And not quite that way. But I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. A bit of a head scratcher. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it all out. Like you said, I don't have a horse in that race, brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not for me to figure out. But I mean, the human side of you do,
Yeah.
sometimes try to figure it out, man. You can. It's like being in anything else, and all of a sudden, an odd moment occurs,
Right.
right? Like we were seeing recently in the news and stuff, dealing with this situation with the bishop.
Right.
Who
Right.
wind up being, robbed
They said I think it was
during a live
about
stream.
$1 million worth of jewelry he got robbed.
I heard 400,000.
That's what I heard first, and then but now it's reports that it was worth $1 million.
So, there's a lot of judgment that went on.
Right.
I watched a lot of different things. People was passing a lot of judgment on that situation.
Absolutely.
Why is he wearing, that kind of stuff? Why is he? It seemed like he's broadcasting it, and then it became a situation, of questioning his integrity.
Yeah.
Right? Was it staged? Was
Could
it
have
an
been.
insurance situation?
Could have been.
A number of different things, and it's one of those things that me and you talked about before, man. That can become problematic for people, and that's religion,
Right.
politics, and money. And in that situation, you had two things that took place. You had the religion, you had the money, and now it's going to become a little political. You're going to see some of the politics come into play in that situation as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on where we live in a time where a person can be robbed, and the integrity of whether it was staged or anything like that becomes more of the story or the headline or the topic of conversation than what actually took place.
Excellent question. And I think what's going on with that is we now live in a society where, like Denzel said, it's not about being accurate. It's about being first, reporting things first.
Right.
And what I mean by that is wherever your feelings is, if you somebody of substance, and I'm not knocking anybody who was talking about this on social media or even had the conversation with another person about it on social media, you basically, we all became news reporters. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back in the day, these type of conversations only happened amongst your loved ones and the people that you were around, because like us with this platform entertaining this conversation, we didn't have the ability to. See what I'm saying?
You're right.
So this is what made things so much going on. And I'm not saying that anybody's wrong. I'm not saying that they're not wrong for feeling like it was staged, insurance, it was real. The blessing is nobody got hurt. That's the blessing. We all know that. I've seen people agree on that. Yeah, I've seen people agree on that, right? Because let's say hypothetically speaking, because I don't know this brother, that it was staged, and the people that he had rob him, if it was for $400,000 to $1 million, shit, it's still a lot of money for jewelry. And they like, I know what the plan was, but guess what? Pop, pop, pop. Now that wasn't part of the plan, because what happens? Plans change.
That's right.
And sometimes they go for the good, sometimes they go for the better. Questioning why he actually has this type of stuff and he's a pastor. I get the questioning of it, and I get the people that feel like, well, why he can't have it because he's a pastor. But it goes back to what the three things we discussed before. We said money,
Right.
religion,
Right.
and politics.
Absolutely.
The reason why and I just said this at work the other day, the reason why that they're they control the world is because if you think of damn near any conversation that you have, money, religion, and politics is all involved. Even if you in the hood and you come in and say, yo, man, such and such down the street, man, I seen politicking with, okay, think about it. Seen politicking with old JoJo over there. You know what I mean?
You know that's a problem.
Right.
We
I heard,
JoJo.
yeah, and I heard he got like 30 bands, right? How a nigga asked the question, on God?
Yeah.
Religion, money, politics. It's a different version of it, but it's there.
No, you're right.
These things come up in, I guess you want to say, in the hood, in places that you don't want to call the hood or whatever it is. This comes up everywhere. But in all actuality, questioning the integrity of people always happened. But it's just what's going on is we all have a platform to be able to put it out there. But I don't think anybody's wrong. I don't think anybody's wrong because we don't know. We don't know. Now, if I knew the brother and I knew the truth, I still would be, I'm not going to put all 100% there. Man, it wasn't fraud because I don't know. But, you know, I just don't speak on. I'm gonna speak on it too now because it holds weight to what the conversation we having. But like getting on social media and speaking my opinion on it, I really don't give a fuck. Like just be honest with you.
I saw you on your way there. I saw you on your way there.
I mean, but I do at the same time. You know, I saw you on your way there.
Yeah,
blasted.
Like you was trying to hold on. You know, you was trying to hold on. Like you said, you know, the minute I heard you say, you know, I wasn't going, you know, I don't speak on it, but here I am. So let me go ahead and take on off. Nah, it's so many parts. But there's so many parts to that situation, and I'm like you know, I done heard some of why did he have it? How can he afford it? He shouldn't have been wearing it. It's his. Why can't he do this, that, and the third? And then what's going to happen? They're going to find as many things to be able to support whatever their thoughts and their feelings are. Oh,
Absolutely.
look at this other one.
Absolutely.
Oh, I follow him now on Instagram, and he out here while somebody watching his white Bentley, and he talking about.
I had Rolls Royce.
All right, Rolls Royce, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't watch him, bro, but I be hearing people talk, and whatever. I don't follow the brother. I don't know him. But in the same token, all of that stuff which turns around and makes people turn around and say, whatever their piece is about the situation.
Right.
My thing is judgment is going to be passed in anything. You can see even in a situation where that took place, people were still judging.
Right.
People were still judging. You know what I mean? Even if it was legitimate.
Right.
They was making him, wrong because he was available, because he was in a situation like the man was on a live stream trying to have service.
And he said,
then what transpired.
Oh, yo. Okay. And he just laid down.
Right. What transpired. It didn't look like the movies, but we done seen 1,000 different movies where you got the pastors in there or the bishops in there, and somebody come in there with a gun and he go, "Wait a minute, brother, calm down." Everything. See what real life look different. Real life look different.
Like at the end of Belly, I knew you were gonna come. What'd he say?
Right.
Did he say to DMX?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And the joint, I just seen it the other day, I forget what it was, when the guy ran up in there in the church, and even in the Shy, it was an episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they ran up in the church and he thought he was safe in there and the boy had the gun and all that. But anyway, It's a lot different in real life. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, what's going on where we live in a time where anything other than empathy for what transpired. There was kids in there, man.
Yeah.
They said this one little girl who hasn't spoken since the incident. She used to talk. She has not spoken. She hasn't talked.
Wow.
Since she's seen what she saw. Yeah. But see, those are the parts of the situation that get swept under the rug. And, I'll pay more attention to that. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? And it's just like, that's tragic.
Yeah, because that trauma is real.
Yeah.
She's traumatized. It's real.
Yeah.
It's not a afterthought. So what's going on in the world where a kid can't even feel safe in church? You know what I mean? Even if it was, let's say it was hypothetically speaking, it was fraud. Well, y'all should have did that after hours. You could have had a live stream without guests in there. Did you see the video?
I did.
Yeah, you see the brother sitting in the corner. He never budged. He sat there like y'all.
I didn't pay him no attention. Yeah. Nah, somebody, I got to go back and look at that.
That man ain't move. He sat there like where the Twinkies and shit at. Like it's crazy.
Word?
Bruh, the man never moved, didn't lay on the floor or nothing.
Oh.
That's what the fraud part that everybody's looking at. Like, he looked like a deacon or whatever. He just sat there like, he ain't say like young man, no, he just sat there and said, listen, let me go ahead and let him finish doing. He told me this was going to happen round 4. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Told me going to happen round 4. They
Here you go, man. You go passing judgment, man. I know.
Right. Yeah. He told me this shit was going to happen round 4, man.
It was going to happen round 4.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, other than that, brother, you got any this or that's for me?
Yeah, we're going to get into this or that, brother. I'm ready.
Welcome to another episode of This or That, when I feel like I might answer a question or not. We're just going to get to it. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of This or That, where I ask E a series of questions and eventually I get an answer. We're going to take it right there, man. Be a man of your word or a sweet liar.
Man of your word.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wait a minute. I might say this. I got to say this. And there's nothing about the question. No, seriously. That's the fastest I ever answered the question. Let's clap it up for that. Let's clap it up for that.
That's good, Sounds like you even surprised yourself, man.
I did. Not with the answer, but just how fast I answered. I did.
Got you. Would you rather be chased by 10 hyenas or 10 lions?
What the fuck?
Right there. Right there. Right there.
First of all, I ain't getting chased. I ain't getting chased by shit because I ain't going to be in the jungle. I ain't going in that jungle. What the fuck am I going in the jungle? They got a movie coming out called Beast. I don't even understand why, Stringer Bell fighting the lion. I don't understand why they out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That is interesting.
I got to see why. Bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm just going to get caught. I'm not running. Fuck them. I'm just going. You know what? Make it easy. I'm gonna try to do like the bishop. Hold on. Okay. And I'm gonna just lay down. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like.
Wow, man. Wow,
I got
man.
to run with that shit. I got to run with it because I don't know what it is.
I see. I see.
Amen.
I
God,
see.
Lord, please forgive me. I'm sorry because that little girl ain't been talking. So listen, I'm
That's
sorry.
real though. Yeah, that is real. Okay. Would you rather be educated or intelligent without education?
Um, so for that to be that way, I'm assuming that you're saying educated is based off the level and the merit of, I guess, degrees and how far you may have went in
Correct.
college. Okay. Um, but if I'm intelligent and I'm educated, do I at least have a high school diploma?
Yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm
Okay.
okay with that. I'm being intelligent and no, like I don't call it uneducated, but I know that's how the question is. But it's just I'm just don't rank high. I'm not a doctor, and I don't even have a master's or a bachelor's. Shit. All I got is an associate's in real life, but I believe I'm intelligent. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm fine with that. I at least wanted to finish high school. At least that.
Yeah.
You know.
And you're right. I mean, you can have a whole lot of education on something and just
Mm.
not know how to put it together.
It's a lot of
That doesn't
smart
make you
dummies.
that. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Be vegan or vegetarian?
Vegetarian, and I can go into a difference why. I feel like the vegetarian diet is better than the vegan diet. Not
Okay.
because I'm a miss cheese, because they still eat dairy or eggs, but I did a vegetarian um, diet for about a month and a half at one time,
Okay.
and where a lot of vegetarians are falling victim to, they're eating a lot of processed food. Now, what's probably the best for you is whole food vegan, because there's different levels of vegans. But whole food vegans ain't messing with the processed food. You know what I mean? They're just
Mhm.
really eating the vegetables and stuff that's really grown from the earth. And if they get a Beyond Burger, it's a treat. You know, I know some people who went vegan and was fucking eating Beyond Burgers every day, and
Okay.
Impossible and the Beyond sausage and and the Impossible burgers and you know what I mean
Yeah.
every day. But it's that's processed. That doesn't mean it, yeah, it's not real meat, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you. Now, the vegetarian diet, eggs are still a good source of protein. You still can eat cheese. So a lot of things, bro, you can eat like macaroni and cheese. You love macaroni and cheese, right? You don't need
I
it every
I enjoy it.
yeah, you don't need it every
Yeah, I
day.
enjoy it.
Yeah, but
Not
you
at all.
enjoy it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but it was when I ate like a vegetarian, it was I could have some cheese, eggs, and some home fries, and I'm good. I was good. I didn't need necessarily turkey sausage or bacon or whatever. But also, just to say all this to make it clear too, the vegetarian diet um, is more affordable than the full diet with meat or a full vegan diet. It's more affordable because you could buy potatoes, cut them up. Potatoes ain't much. You could buy eggs. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, you could buy you could eat beans, like all that stuff that you eat as a regular vegetarian. It's not that
Mhm.
expensive. It's
Yeah.
really
I mean,
that's what it was. That was bro. I'm just gonna say this and then we move on to the next question. I just want to say this. But you ever go to the to a diner and then you see the breakfast and they got the 2 eggs with the home fries, $3.99. Added turkey sausage, it turns into like $8.99 or something like that, right?
mhm, mhm.
Vegetarians, if they do and they add the Beyond sausage, I see where it's like $9.99, $10. But if you just say eggs and home fries and you add the cheese, you might pay $5. I'm just telling you, like it's more
No,
affordable.
you just putting it out there. Yeah, I
Right.
got you. I
Yeah, so
mean,
vegetarian. and answer that question.
I got you. All right. So, would you rather pray for the future or learn from the past?
Well, I do that now. The entire question that you asked, I do that. Um, I've learned, like I said, we never lose. We learn a lesson. Remember, me and you've been saying that 83 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You never lose. You learn a lesson, but we learn a lesson from the past. But I always
True.
pray for a better outcome in the future. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna pray for the future because the past is already done.
Okay. Okay.
But my question is to you:
Mm-hmm.
if I can only pick one, does that mean I'm not learning from the past?
Now, I don't. I don't. So, obviously, I just read these questions off.
Nah, yeah.
But
I'm just saying.
but as you start to answer them,
Mm-hmm.
you open up. The
Mm-hmm.
concept of why it needs to be a little bit more than just a this or that.
Right.
I think if you're paying attention, you I don't see how one really gets done without the other.
Right.
So
But that
that's just my
honestly,
take on it.
that question honestly sums up the whole episode of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because
You're right.
this just go about the past happened, so that's what educated you.
Mm-hmm.
So because you were educated by the past, it made you intelligent in that area. But for you to pray for the future, you have to have faith, and we already know faith without works is
dead. Exactly.
So what's going on? Are you praying for the future?
No, you're right.
Or you laying down and letting them take $1 million worth of jewelry? I'm just trying to see. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh wow. Wow. Wow.
let me stop, man.
Hey,
Let me stop, cause I listen. It might have been fraud, man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna let it fly. That shit look a little fraudulent. I mean, fraudulent.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, check the deacon out in the video, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
He didn't move.
Hey man, maybe in that moment, man, he was just trying to keep it cool.
Yeah, bruh. I mean, he ain't make no face like, oh shit.
I think you done clearly defined what side of this that you sit on. And it's
Nah, I don't know. Nobody's wrong, B. Nobody's wrong.
All right, okay. Would you rather power or position?
I think in order for you to get power, you have to get in position. So power is the answer, yes. But I think the steps before you get to power, you have to go in position so they fall in line with each other. There's no way you just get power without falling into position.
I agree.
That's why I said that. But so if the answer to the question has got to be power, because the ending, you should be looking at the ending in the beginning.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm a stickler for that.
Right.
Absolutely.
I knew.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a stickler for always looking at something with the ending in mind. No.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what I mean? And I think once again, you got some people that's in powerful positions.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it all depends on what you look at and how you look at, power and all those things. Would you rather dominate or lead? They're not the same things. I'm not saying
Nah,
that
they're
I'm
not.
just saying in the general. So anybody who hears it, would you
Yeah.
rather dominate or lead? We asked
They're not.
you.
They're not the same thing.
No.
As much as a person may dominate, I think the leader is what's remembered. Because a leader holds a certain type of attribute. I'll give you a perfect example. In the 2016 NBA Finals, Kyrie Irving dominated. But LeBron James was the leader.
Yeah.
And Kyrie dominates anytime he plays. But they don't necessarily label him as a leader in the NBA. He's a leader outside of that, but they don't necessarily label him as a leader. I seen something today because he was talking about Kevin Durant possibly going back to the Warriors. And Jalen Rose made the statement. He said, Kevin Durant going back to the Warriors does not help his legacy. It helps Steph's.
Wow.
And when he said it, I knew exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
See, KD might be the or one of the most dominant players in the NBA. And they compare his situation to LeBron, but everything that LeBron James do is going to affect his legacy. Because every team he goes to is going to be considered his team. He didn't even know that. Remember when he went to Miami? He still was looking at a D-Wade team. And D-Wade was like, no, I need you to be LeBron James.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I need you to be you, bitch. I need you to be the guy. And then once they did that, boom, 2 championships. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, once he go ahead and accepted his role, that's right.
It don't matter what team LeBron on, he's the leader. It doesn't matter. Tom Brady. It doesn't matter what team he's going to play for. He's the leader. Even Jordan on the Wizards.
Yeah.
He's the leader.
Even Jordan on the Wizards.
Yes. So what I'm saying to you is the leader, bro. The leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Jack of all trades or master of one?
Always loved to hear that, and I think I've always fell in the jack of all trades, but I realize a master of one is the true answer.
I don't know if you ever noticed, but there's more to that actual statement. Jack of all trades. I gotta find out the rest of. I gotta find the rest of it.
Yeah, whenever you find that, you ain't got to be the day. I'm just saying, whenever you find it, enlighten me on that.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, so idealism or realism?
Realism, because idealism is nothing but an idea, but it doesn't matter. What happens in real life is really what it is. You know what I mean? Just like, even though I'm sitting here messing with the pastor, and people, please, I'm just trying to lighten up the mood at times, but don't look at me as an asshole. Well, you might, but I feel for the brother. I really do. In all actuality, though, we all have our theories and ideas of what happened, but only God and him and that guy himself and whoever's involved know if it was real or not. So that's all that matters. Realism is going to always be over idealism because it doesn't matter what we feel or what we think. It's what it really is.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me give you one more. Mentally sharp or have a sharp tongue?
I think mental. Back in the day, I used to think sharp tongue was it. A perfect balance of both of them is good because you could be very mentally strong, and if you have somebody that you can have relay the message for you, then you're just as dangerous. But if you have a sharp tongue and no train of thought and nothing that you stand for, you're a danger to yourself. One of the 48 laws of power, I said this last episode. Don't be always so fast to speak because as more and more you speak, eventually you'll say something foolish. And that foolish statement could mess you up.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like
right.
Kanye West got a sharp tongue. George Bush doesn't like black people. Everybody looking at you like, yo, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, you said last one. Okay.
Last one. Start your own business or buy an existing business?
Both. But in the order that you said.
Okay.
Start my own. And then as I become more successful, that's what a lot of moguls do.
That's true. That is a lot. That is a lot what they do. No, you're absolutely right.
So both. I'm going to take us up on out of here. That was another episode of This or That. We appreciate you tuning in to this or that this week on episode 83, the Porch Podcast. What's going on? Let's get back to the show. So, this has been episode 83, everybody. We called this one What's Going On. Put it back on the screen right there. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And we want to thank y'all for riding with us for 83 straight episodes. 83 straight episodes. Let's clap that up again. P, before we go, you got anything you want to say to him?
What's going on? You got to ask yourself that question, man. You know, if you don't know what's going on, you riding around life, just free falling, hoping everything work out, man. Think you better figure it out.
Free balling.
You find yourself in a situation, man, where, you don't know why you're doing the things you're doing. Ask yourself what's going on. You find yourself in the same ruts and can't figure out how to get from A to B, and you're tired of being in the same space, getting the same results. Ask yourself what's going on. Get some answers. Figure it out. Like E say, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Whether it's through your favorite podcast and streaming sites or checking us out on YouTube. We appreciate y'all. Hey, E, what's some of those actual sites once again, brother? I know a few of them, but I know you usually can run them right off real smooth.
Google Podcasts,
Right?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Red Circle, iHeartRadio, Audible, Overcast. And of course, YouTube. We can see our handsome faces at the Porch Podcast.
Absolutely.
This is your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, man. I appreciate y'all ride with us.
Absolutely. And we look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good one, y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.
All right now, peace.